Hey everyone, guess who's back? It's Kamish, back here with week's 8 previews. I guess this actually reaches the half point of the fantasy season, since there's 13 weeks in the regular season and then 3 weeks in the playoffs. So we'll be halfway done the year here to find out who the champion will be. It's been a good year so far. Let's get right into it. We got Eric and Swahino sitting at 5-2, taking on Lucas and Green Lightning 2-5. Two teams that went in opposite directions this year. Goff will start versus Cincy for Swahino. The other thing I look at is what's up with Melvin Gordon. He struggled since the holdout comeback. But the reality is Lucas is in post-sell mode. He already sold most his team. And Eric might kick himself for not putting the money in. He looks like he could be a playoff team. I got Swahino beating Green Lightning in this one. Next up, it's Fallen Misfits sitting at 5-2, taking on Susan Fighting Geese 5-2, a game that could have been a game of the week for sure. Misfits 1-2 lifetime versus Geese, beat Geese last year, so Geese will look to avenge that loss. But it's going to be tough with Zeke on the bye, Mark Andrews on the bye, whereas Misfits does have Amari Cooper and Hollywood Brown on the bye. It's clear that QB and tight end's a problem for Sean in his hopes of a championship team. But I do have Misfits beating Geese in this one. The loss of Elliott in this one hurts Suze. Next up, got Deuce Bombers sitting at 3-4, taking on Robert and Templars 4-3. This is a divisional battle, an American divisional battle. Robert's won 4 straight. He's really come on since starting out 0-3. Deuce is 3-0 lifetime versus Templars, though. Has never lost to Robert. Will not look to lose here. But lots of IDPs on the bye for Robert with his Dallas Cowboys there. And Bombers, he definitely has some injury problems going on. I'm questioning whether or not he could be a seller if he loses this one. But I don't have him losing this one. I still have Bombers beating Templars to get both teams to 500. Next up, got Krista and Storm sitting at 4-3, taking on Adrian and the Age Crew at 3-4. Looking at this one, both teams pretty much have their full lineups on both sides, except Age Crew won't have Jalen Smith. Gotta wonder if Matty Ice is hurt with that ankle. That would mean Kyle Allen would start for Adrian. Carry-on Johnson, of course, big injury to Krista there in Storm. That one definitely hurts moving forward. And then for Adrian, he's got 2 more games to wait on Kareem Hunt, and then he'll come back. He won't be available this time, so I have Storm beating Age Crew. Next up, got Ellie Island sitting at 2-5, taking on Luca Too Good for a name 3-4. Ellie pretty much won without a quarterback last week against Norman Canadian Guy. These two teams did play last year. Too Good got the best of Ellie Island. For Luke, he will have Brady taking on the hapless Browns. We'll see if he can put up the big numbers with Mohamed Sanu as a new weapon. AJ Green is out still for Ellie. Don't forget this guy was the 2nd overall pick in the draft. Still hasn't played a game. I got Too Good beating Ellie in this one. Next up, it's Joshua Lifes and Mitch sitting at 4-3, taking on Chris and True North at 5-2. Joshua's 1-0 lifetime versus Chris. Looking at this, both pretty much have their full rosters minus Miles Boykin for True North. So what does that mean? Well, I mean, it's a true test of how both rosters will be. C-Mac and Rogers can win games on their own for True North. There's no doubt about that. And for Life's and Mitch, he has to wonder if Deshaun Jackson, that trade will ever pay off. When's he coming back? But for now, I do have Mitch beating True North in this one, just because I think he does have a more complete roster. Next up, I got Brandon and the Architect. He's sitting at 5-2, taking on Norman Canadian Guy 1-6. Mahomes is hurt for Canadian Guy, enough said. He looks like he sold a couple of his good players away, and Brandon and the Architects, the #1 scoring team. So enough said, Brandon wins this one easily. Next up, I got myself, the commish, sitting at 4-3, taking on Matthew and Cape Cod Sharknado 3-4. Sharks is 1-0 lifetime, beat me by 1.36 points last year. I'd love to recover from that. The bye week, Browns for me, the hell is over, so the Browns are back at it. I'm hoping Jamie Collins and JG to have big games versus the Browns. They used to play for the Browns and they'll be playing for the Patriots. And then, I have a feeling that somehow maybe the Broncos could upset the Colts and Brissett will fall to the Broncos. Hard to say. It would be a huge upset, but I do have myself beating the Sharks here to rebound after my loss last week. Next up, I got Milan in the 6. He's 2-5, taking on Dusan and Subotica Spartans 3-4, who's lost 3 straight. Milan, great job beating Deuce Bombers, obviously. Ty Johnson might be a starter now at running back. So, we can say Milan, did he sell too early? Well, he won last week, so it's clear that the moves he made have been beneficial. The 4 tight end strategy for Dusan, is that what he's got going on? He's got Trey Burton, Gerald Everett, Knox, and Oliver. I think this one's going to be really close, but I do have the 6, finding a way to get a second straight over Subotica Spartans. Last up, it's the game of the week, guys. It's one that's a playoff spot battle, really. Couple teams here. Brian in the 12th man, 3-4. Danny, Billsy, Bob's 4-3. Bob's is 1-0 lifetime versus Brian. Reason I have this as a game of the week, well, for one, if Brian in the 12th man loses, you got to think he's out of the race. And Billsy obviously still fighting for that division there in the Maple Leaf. Kamara trade, it's been a bust so far since he hasn't really been playing for Billsy Bob's. I'm looking at Billsy Bob's. He's got Watson at home versus Chicago. That should be a good matchup. For Brian in the 12th man, he's got Rivers heading into Chicago. They don't want to lose 2 straight at home. No Mark Ingram for the 12th man. But he does have the Vikings defense at home versus the Skins, which should be pretty good, even with AP coming back. I have 12th man beating Billsy in this one, but I think it's going to be one that it's going to be interesting to watch because a loss for both teams could be devastating. Anyways, that's your Week 8 previews. I hope you guys are having a great season. I'm having a great season. It's been a lot of fun, again, this year, being commissioned for the league. And I hope you're having a great league. And feedback's always welcome.